Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about the region I'm from. Now, I introduced you kind of to the different things we have in more of a synopsis. Let's talk a little bit about the region. We're not very populated, it's very small. Um, Seriously, there's just my hometown, for example, there's not even 1,000 people. Within the city limits. Outside the city limits, different story. Because a lot of people live back in the back roads, the woods. So while there's very little within the town limits, outside town limits, you're looking quite a bit. And it's just the way the area is. So many people live out in the back roads, the wooded areas. So, um, let's see, what else? Uh, it is right in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. Um, we're what's called the plateau region of the mountains. There's a lot of rolling hills and mountains within the area. Um, a lot of greenery. Got to be careful if you're driving down the road, though, because you could get hit by a falling rock or run smack dab into white-tailed deer trying to get across the road, which happens more often than uh, we'd like in this area. Unfortunately, they tend to run out in the road to try to get across. Um, they've reintroduced elk. There's bear, turkey, um, a few of the smaller wild felines like lynxes and bobcats. You'll see. Um, so it's very mountainous. Um, a lot of people here are called Scots Irish because they're of Scots and Irish heritage. And they often settled here a lot because it reminded them of home quite a bit. In fact, I think it's Abingdon or Bristol, I can't remember which, has what's called the Highland Games, where they do the pole toss and the hammer toss and all that. So there's a lot of celebrating Gaelic heritage here. But there's also other groups. I know just from the different names down the family trees that connect into mine, I can trace German, what was it? French, border Scots, on the border between England and Scotland. Yeah, so. and there's a number of others. And then, there's all kinds of rumored connections. In this region, you'll find a lot of people rumored, they'll proclaim they have Native American heritage. You know, and in my family, it's even proclaimed that there may have been some Native American heritage. Um, because honestly, this part of Virginia used to be part of the Cherokee hunting grounds before um, the American Revolution. So early on, when the Cherokee and the uh, Europeans met each other, the Cherokee had control of this region. So there's a lot of people who proclaim they are of Cherokee heritage. Again, I've heard it was in our family, but I have no clue. Um, let's see. Although, to be honest with you, I've met uh, actual Native Americans before I met anyone. I saw actual Native Americans before I saw African Americans. Before I saw anyone of Latin American heritage. Asian American. I don't even know if I saw Asian American in this region until I went a little further south to a university that was a pretty good size. So, um, but yeah, I saw Native Americans before I saw anybody else that wasn't white. Um, although there is a proclamation in this area of a group known as the Melungeons, um, which apparently I'm related to. One of the things is flat nails, which I do have, so, which they claim is a Melungeon heritage. They're supposed to be darker skinned, which I don't have. I'm not darker skinned. But then you also have shovel teeth, is what they call it. They kind of curve, which mine do kind of curve a bit. So it may be back in the line of ways, but yeah, I may be related to Melungeons, which they say are a group of darker skinned people that were here that weren't Native American. They say they came from Europe. Although there's been no way to really place who they are or where they're from exactly. But that's part of the heritage around here as well, is the Melungeon heritage. So you do have people of Scots Irish, of German, of French, but you have also Native American, you have Melungeon. And then, yes, you do have other people here like African Americans, Latin Americans. I didn't see them until later in my life. It's just in my high school, it was white as a snowflake. It's just, oh, you know, not very interspersed school, not a very interspersed town. Of different people, so it was always a bit weird. What else? But yeah, like I said, a lot of greenery, rolling hills and mountains. Um, and you do have some more steep mountains, but it's a very beautiful place. It's just no one seems to really care though, because like I said before, this place we're often treated like we don't exist in Virginia. The whole line is often the state ends at Roanoke. You know, there's nothing beyond here. And that's what it feels like. Even though some of the senators try to come down and say they care and do things. Honestly, though, there's very little here to begin with. So it's a lot of mountains or a lot of roads kind of built, driven in the mountains, curves all over the place. When you drive, it's rare to see a long stretch that's straight. So all the roads are very curvy. So yeah, but I just wanted to give you a kind of an introduction, a look at what this area is like. Um, so I've introduced you to the area. This is a look at some of the people, some of the places, what the region feels like. So yeah, we'll look next into some of the deeper things. Who's from the region? If we've got any popular names, what we have here. That's usually in the bigger towns. This is a smaller one, the one I live in, and it's. I think the restaurants we've got is a regional pizza chain, one branch of it, and a Subway. Outside of the town limits, there's a local little burger stand that everybody loves called Robo's. But just wanted to give you kind of a peek at the region. So, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, and learn. I'll see you all again in the next video, but until then, later.